Four friends, one shared obsession, Fortnite. They called themselves the Victory Royale Squad. Max, the leader, always had the newest skins. Aaron, the tech whiz, knew all the tricks. Jake, the strategist, planned their every move. And Chloe, the sharpshooter, never missed. They lived and breathed Fortnite. Every free moment was spent battling on the digital island. They craved Victory Royale. But what they craved even more were V-Bucks. Those precious digital coins unlocked a world of cool skins, emotes, and battle passes. Their parents weren't made of money. They got allowances, sure, but it never seemed like enough. Not when there were so many awesome things to buy in the item shop. The Victory Royale squad needed more V-Bucks. They needed a lot more.
I can't take it anymore. There's a new legendary skin, but I'm broke.
The others groaned in sympathy. They knew the feeling all too well.
Guys, check this out.
She showed them a message board. It was filled with strange posts about Fortnite, conspiracy theories, rumors of glitches and cheats. And then, one post caught their eye. Unlimited V-Bucks, it read. Their hearts pounded. Could this be real? They scrolled through the post, their excitement turning to apprehension. It spoke of an ancient ritual, a pact with a powerful being, and a terrible price to pay. A shiver ran down Chloe's spine.
This is creepy. Maybe we should just forget about it.
Come on, Chloe, don't be scared. It's probably just a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, Chloe, think of all the V-Bucks. We could have everything we ever wanted.
Erin, usually level-headed, felt a knot of unease in her stomach, but the lure of unlimited V-Bucks was strong.
Maybe we should just see what it's about. We don't have to do anything.
And so, the Victory Royale squad decided to delve deeper into the dark corners of the internet. They spent hours researching, piecing together the ritual. It was complicated, dangerous, and it required a sacrifice. The forest was dark and silent. The air hung heavy with the smell of damp earth and pine needles. The Victory Royale squad stood in a circle, their faces illuminated by the dim glow of their phones. They had been hiking for hours, following the instructions on the website.
Are you sure about this? This feels wrong. Don't be a wimp, Chloe. We're so close.
He held up a piece of paper, the ritual instructions. It called for a specific time and place, an offering of valuable possessions, and a blood sacrifice. Their hearts pounded in their chests, but the promise of unlimited V-Bucks fueled their determination. They were ready to make a deal with the devil himself. The weight of their decision pressed down on them, a life for V-Bucks. It seemed unfathomable, yet here they were. The ritual demanded a sacrifice. One of them had to be the offering. They drew straws. Short straw loses.
Chloe stared at the small twig in her hand. Tears welled up in her eyes. Please, she begged, her voice cracking. We can't do this, it's insane.
Max snatched the twig from her, his face twisted in anger. Don't be selfish, Chloe, he snarled. This is for all of us, for the V-Bucks.
Aaron and Jake stood frozen, their faces pale and drawn. They couldn't believe this was happening, yet they couldn't bring themselves to stop it. The ritual site was deep within the woods, an ancient clearing shrouded in an unnatural silence. The trees twisted unnaturally, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Chloe stumbled as Max pushed her forward. She tripped, falling to the cold, hard ground.
Get up, Max hissed, pulling her to her feet. He shoved her towards the center of the clearing.
Aaron and Jake began placing their offerings on the ground, their most prized possessions. A signed basketball cap, a first edition comic book, a pair of limited edition sneakers. The air grew colder. A low hum vibrated through the ground, making their teeth chatter. Chloe closed her eyes, tears streaming down her face. She was terrified, but it was too late to turn back. The ritual had begun. Max stood over Chloe, his eyes burning with a strange intensity. The moonlight filtered through the dense canopy, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. He held a piece of obsidian in his hand, sharp and black as night. The stone seemed to absorb the light around it, making it appear even darker. The instructions said to make a cut, to draw blood. The ancient symbols on the parchment seemed to pulse with a life of their own, urging him to proceed. Chloe whimpered, shrinking back from the menacing glint of the obsidian. Her heart raced, and she could feel the cold sweat forming on her brow.
Aaron and Jake chanted in low voices, their words from a language they didn't understand but somehow knew. The rhythm of their chant was hypnotic, drawing everyone deeper into the ritual. The air crackled with energy. It was as if the very atmosphere was charged with electricity. making the hairs on their arms stand on end. The wind picked up, swirling around them, whipping their hair into their eyes. The temperature plummeted, and the once warm night turned icy cold.
Chloe could feel the ground vibrate beneath her, a steady, pulsing rhythm that seemed to resonate deep within her bones. It was as if the earth itself was alive, responding to the ritual. She squeezed her eyes shut, bracing herself for the pain. Her mind raced with thoughts of what was to come, the fear almost overwhelming her. But it never came. Instead, a voice boomed through the clearing, ancient and powerful. It echoed through the trees, sending shivers down their spines and making the very air around them hum with its presence. "Who dares to summon me?" the voice echoed, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once.
Max, emboldened by the booming voice, stepped forward. "We have a pact," he declared, his voice trembling slightly. "We offer a sacrifice in exchange for unlimited V-Bucks."
A low chuckle vibrated through the air, sending shivers down their spines. The ground glowed beneath them, the light intensifying until it was blinding. When the light subsided, a symbol pulsed on the ground where Chloe lay. It was the same symbol from the website. Chloe's eyes were wide with terror. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. Aaron and Jake stumbled back, their faces pale with fear. What had they done? This was beyond a game. They had unleashed something truly terrifying. The air thickened, swirling faster and faster, forming a vortex above the glowing symbol. Chloe sobbed, bracing herself for the inevitable. The temperature plummeted, frost forming on the edges of the leaves. Then, he emerged. He wasn't what they expected. No horns, no tail, no red skin. He looked like a young man, handsome and charming, with piercing blue eyes and a sly smile. But something about him felt deeply wrong, an aura of wrongness that sent shivers down their spines.
"Well, well, well," he purred, his voice smooth as silk. "What do we have here? A group of desperate gamers willing to make a deal for some digital trinkets?" His gaze fell upon Chloe, and his smile widened. "And what a lovely little sacrifice you've brought me."
Terror choked Chloe's voice, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. She wanted to scream, to run, but her body refused to obey. It was as if she was trapped in a nightmare, unable to wake up. She was frozen in place, a deer in the headlights of an oncoming train, her mind racing with thoughts of escape that her body couldn't follow. The handsome stranger chuckled, his eyes glinting with amusement, as if he enjoyed her helplessness.
"Did no one tell you the true cost of this bargain?" he asked, his voice dripping with honeyed malice, each word a dagger to her soul.
Max stammered, "V-Bucks. You promised us unlimited V-Bucks." His voice was barely a whisper, trembling with fear. The stranger threw back his head and laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the clearing, sending shivers down their spines.
"Oh, you'll get your V-Bucks," he said, his voice turning cold and menacing like the icy grip of death. "But not in the way you think." His smile was a cruel twist, promising pain and suffering.
He raised his hand and the air crackled with energy. Chloe screamed, the sound piercing the night. The ground beneath her began to glow, the symbol burning into her skin, searing pain coursing through her body. The stranger's smile widened, revealing rows of sharp-pointed teeth, each one glistening with malice.
"Enjoy your eternity in the game," he hissed, his voice a venomous whisper that promised endless torment.
Then, everything went white, a blinding flash that seemed to erase reality itself. When Aaron and Jake opened their eyes, they were back in their rooms. The familiar surroundings felt surreal, as if they had just returned from another world. The forest, the ritual, the stranger, it all felt like a bad dream, a nightmare that clung to their minds, refusing to let go. They rushed to their computers, their hearts pounding. Had it worked? The anticipation was almost unbearable. Did they have unlimited V-Bucks? They logged into Fortnite, their fingers trembling as they typed. Their accounts were overflowing with V-Bucks, more than they had ever seen, more than they could have ever imagined, more than they could ever spend. It was a dream come true, or so they thought. But there was something else. An unsettling feeling crept over them. A message in their inboxes. A message that shouldn't have been there. It was from Chloe's account. Chloe, who had disappeared weeks ago. "Don't trust him," it read. The words sent a chill down their spines. He lied. "I'm trapped." The message was desperate, a cry for help. "He's coming for you next." The warning was clear, and it filled them with dread. The screen flickered, and Chloe's avatar appeared, her face contorted in a horrifying silent scream. Then it vanished. The image was burned into their minds. Aaron and Jake stared at the screen, their blood running cold. The reality of their situation began to sink in. They had made a terrible mistake, a mistake that could not be undone, and now they were trapped in a nightmare of their own making, a nightmare that was just beginning.